Din, 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 din. Hello, boils and ghouls. It's your old pal, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper. And listen, kiddies, you are entering Cinema Chop Shop.
What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you're now entering the Cinema Chop Shop, so park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. And today, I'm here to review Street Trash, the 2024 film. Now, here's the thing. I kept calling it a remake, but apparently, this ain't a remake. When you watch the movie, you get a sense of what this truly is. It's a reimagination, but also, in an essence, it's really a sequel. So, let's talk about it. Street Trash is directed, written by Ryan Kruger. No relationship to Fred Krueger, but if you have not seen Friedberry, which is one of his previous movies, I would recommend going to see it. I want to say that it's on Shudder, if I'm not mistaken. But this movie is produced by Vanguard Syndrome, Bloody Disgusting, and also Screambox. So it's going to get released on the physical media sometime this month, and then also it's getting a digital release in about a month as well too. This movie is starring Sean Cameron Michael, and then also, if you guys are familiar with Friedberry, Gary Green. So it has a lot of other characters as well too, but I want to kind of just get into what we're doing here. So again, as I was under the impression the first time I watched the trailer, the first time I heard about this movie, I thought it was a remake, you know. But then once you're watching the movie and then the mention of the original film, you find out that this is basically a sequel, you know. So, the movie is about same kind of concept as the first one, which is really good. It's not He didn't try to reinvent the wheel completely. He kind of took a concept and an idea and kind of just put it in a different setting and kind of amplified it a bit with today's modern technology. Honestly, it ain't even modern technology. It's a little bit more of a futuristic technology. This is kind of a glance at what the future could possibly look like, especially with the rise of the homeless population becoming drastically higher, you know, and seeing how that would play out in another country, which is South Africa, Cape Town. I thought that was a really interesting perspective. It's about this band of misfits, kind of like the original. You have these homeless people that band together. Funny bunch, by the way. And what's happening is the government is seeing homelessness as a problem, and they're trying to find a solution. So they take the compound from the original movie, and then they basically are introducing it to this population in order to exterminate them and wipe them out. And it is up to this population in order to fight back and to prevent themselves from being wiped out completely. So it's really kind of a story of revolution. And I know it sounds like a super serious storyline, but it's not. It's very comedic, just like the original. You have the tropiness, you have the campiness. It's very cheesy. Don't go into this movie expecting some A-list acting. You know, this is a very B movie film. So when you go into it, just go into it to have fun. The comedicness, it lets you know what type of movie is right off the bat. I will say the opening sequence sets you up for everything. The practical effects in the shit is fantastic, amazing. You can really tell that he was a fan of the original, and he wanted to make sure that any scene where people were melting, that you really, really got a good appreciation for it. It got a good little close up, and each one feels a little bit more original. Like, basically, each one feels a little bit unique. Although, like, the same thing is kind of happening in essence, it's always trying to kind of highlight a different aspect of how the chemical breaks the body down. So I thought that was really cool too. And even in a situation where it is like mass chaos, we're still finding ways to kind of like highlight the individuals that are being affected by this compound, which was also really cool as well too. So even in the midst of chaos, you're still having people melting, which is fantastic for me. At first, I was kind of worried about the cast because essentially one of the characters that I'm introduced to at the beginning, I was kind of like, yeah, I was kind of on the ropes about it. And luckily, through a little bit of like, you know, once you're watching it, you just kind of like fall into the element of what this movie truly is. It's campy, cheesy, sequel to a original movie who was also campy and cheesy. You want to keep the essence of that original film, and I feel like Ryan Coogler did a really good job at trying to keep that essence there. Some of the editing is a bit choppy, in my opinion, and some of the storyline. It's one particular part in the storyline is a bit choppy as well too. There's something that kind of gets introduced, and a problem that gets introduced, a solution is found, and then it kind of leads nowhere. So it kind of makes me feel like that probably could have gotten cut out, or maybe there's a longer cut of this movie that will explain what's going on there. But yeah, there's a couple of scenes that kind of feel fillerish. The third act feels a little bit longer than it should, but at the same time, it's okay because we get to see melting. We get to see we have some funny freaking moments by Sean Cameron Michael, who is a fantastic lead in this movie. He's really funny, and he's really the heart and soul behind this movie. And then also the girl that plays, what's her name? The girl that plays Alex, I think is her name. Yeah, her name is Donna Cormac Thompson. She does a fantastic job as like the second lead. But anyway, I had a lot of fun with this movie. If you like the original Street Trash, I really think that you're going to find a lot of enjoyment in this one. This is definitely one of those, like, get drunk with your friends and watch this movie, just hang out and have fun. It's not a like, oh, I'm in the mood for like a serious movie. I want to be challenged mentally. I want to think, this is really a just shut your brain off and enjoy the movie and laugh, just hang out with some friends, watch it, just giggle, laugh up a storm, because the characters in the movie are freaking hilarious. Like Joe Vaz, I have no clue who he is. Dude should be a freaking comedian, the way he just says shit, and it just, to me, he was a very, 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 his character Chef was funny as hell in this movie. I enjoyed his character a lot. He was really fun to follow. But that's all I gotta say. I think that this movie is gonna be a fun watch. If you guys are fans of the original Street Trash, I would definitely recommend watching this movie. It got the blessing from the original creator of Street Trash, so that's also a cool thing as well too. And I enjoyed watching a movie from a director, a writer from another country, taking a movie that's kind of like some 80s American shit and just kind of twisting it and giving it his own vibe. I'm not very familiar with a lot of South African movies other than Fried Berry. I know Chappie was filmed in South Africa. I don't know how South African it is, but I kind of would be interested in seeing a little bit more South African cinema. And I kind of want to see him just go into, I personally would like to see Ryan Coogler just helm a straight balls to the wall horror movie, especially because he is very practical effects centric. He's a very throwback director. He shot this movie on film, and it looked gorgeous to me. We saw it in we saw it on film. Like the movie theater we went to where they had the premiere at. They had it on the actual film reel, and it was projecting onto the screen. So that was really cool as well, too. But anyway, that's all I got. Let me know if you agree or disagree, whatever the case may be. Drop it in the comment section down below. And you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys are having a great day. And don't forget to get you a good old swig of that Viper.
I want to play a game. Subscribe now. The choice is yours. You're now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop.